Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you another just run through of the things that I found on Vice. I gotta admit, I was one of the people that was like, no, there's no way that Vice is great on Bind. That can't be her best map. That's stupid. Why would you think of that? And then it turns out that maybe sometimes people that know less than analysts are actually correct over the analysts. Let's get into it. Alright, as always with me, we start on the A site when I do these things. And the thing that makes Vice so good on Bind that I completely did not think about is how hard it is to get this agent out of a spot that they want to be in. You can take so much space, it's ridiculous. I'll just start from over here so I don't forget. We'll get to those out here. You're not throwing them from here. I mean, you could if you want, but that's not what we're doing here. So we have this little cross section of possible walls. As soon as barrier drops, you can throw it that one just so you know if they actually want to come fight you for the orb. And if they come fight you for the orb, guess what? You probably have a flash somewhere around here. Now, personally, I like trying to make a flash so that first I'm safe, but also you want to get it to a point where this will block the flash for you, but you're still close to punish it, and go from there. So we like that. But also these cross sections, if you feel like maybe they're pressed for time and you've still held onto your wall. Now, personally, I'll get into maybe a larger video, but the thing that I want to buff Vice is that you need to be able to pick up your wall like almost every other agent can, almost every other Sentinel can pick up something, except for Sage, but that's another story. But, you know, you throw this wall, get a cross section there, you throw it on that line, that pulls it to that other one. Same over here, same story as the lines, throw it on there, or you come back, slide it over. It's pretty finicky on this one. I don't know why you necessarily need this one, but you can. Same purpose. Now, the lines that I just did make no difference, but we will get to some that do. So keep in mind which ones, if you refer to this video later, which ones I'm talking about. So there's that. You immediately just have control. The space, like, because you know they can't be in here and you can play here the entire time. You hear a tap of the spike after the shear goes up, there's that flash. You didn't hear that anybody got flashed? Oh, another thing that I need to implement more to some of these videos to tell people is that sometimes you do want to place your flash lower, not necessarily higher. That way when the wall goes up, you know, one, the information is twofold. Because now you know if that goes off, if somebody did get trapped in here with the wall because it won't blind past the wall. And also, they can't trade out the flash by the time you have time to shoot the person and bring it back. So sometimes putting your flash lower is better. If you haven't seen some of the other map walkthroughs, sometimes just put the flash lower under the wall height. That way you have the information of that, and you can pull it back by the time wall goes down. Wall goes up, you don't even have to pop this immediately. This is just a good one because you see how much it covers. Somewhere about there. It'll cover so much. And you just have it. Just in your pocket. So you got somebody flash, blinded, bam, bam. That's that. Now, you see I have this wall over here. This is the first one of my kind of sneaky walls. Because sometimes people think they could pass it. They think they could creep up. Kind of want to aim onto those to throw it. If they don't notice it, they're hard clearing. They just came through TP. They thought they were safe there. Bam, one person comes through and you still have this to play through. There's that. Now, that means you can, one, surprise the person that didn't clear you out. And then two, you have this little, because this will still give a little bit of an edge when it comes up there. or maybe I misthrew it in the game, but you'll have room to work around because this is so deep that you know that they can't be pushed too far up, especially if they wanted to creep around. And you can, these are good for if you know that they've sometimes not been tapping the spike to take, space, as anybody's good should be doing, or if you know that they have a way to make themselves get all the way here, get the orb, but they still have to clear a corner like that or that. I don't recommend playing this corner per se, unless you really, really want to throw one of the walls here, because you're just crossing for no reason. We all know that you can make it to about this spot sometimes with something. You have no reason to be up here, but you can throw a wall right there if you want. It'll get jiggle peaked. You'll have no information, but there's that. I recommend playing over here, as for reasons mentioned before. You can throw your flash down there and everything and be safe without having to cross back around only on the timing of your wall, because that's one thing that gets hectic is your wall will go up to give you some freedom to cross back, so you want to play and switch sides. Now, I will say if you start over here, get the pick, and then creep back over here while the wall is up, they probably will have to dump utility. But that's the other thing. If they dump utility here at the start of it, and you're not over here, and then they try to take it, alright, they've wasted their utility clearing a corner that you probably always have to throw the utility at. You don't really go for here, because what if somebody's playing back here, right? They throw the utility's wasted to pull you out, dump it, and then you creep back over there thinking that it's clear or whatever it may be. So that's why I like these walls. And of course, this one's just a barrier wall, and I'm almost always throwing this Razor Vine if I'm playing on A, because hard to break, and that's how much it covers. Mind you, it doesn't get this corner, but gets the walkout. So that's really the only thing you need to concern yourself with, and it gets anybody that was all the way here trying to run through. So I always throw those. And then you have these walls that you have to step to the side. Again, these ones are a little bit annoying to get. Come on. It's always when you want to record. I'll come back to that one. You could throw this one to give you there for the plant, stop people from planting. This is a good angle because it's nice and easy right on that line. Again, if you want to come out, give people hope, and then take it away from them, that's fine. Now, come on, line. It's a very slim line to get this one. You can also throw this one, but there you go. As you can see, it took me stepping like a micro step to the left to get what I was trying to go for. So you can also do this one, but then that gives them access to all of this site. But if they've been just trying, if you know you have like competent teammates over here, and I'll talk about competent teammates in a second, where they can flat out and regroup to an extent, that's a fine wall just to give a switch up. But you'll see me probably throwing, if I need to play this side heavy, like if I have somebody over here I have utmost faith in, which I don't have that in a lot of people, but, you know, I'll throw this one more often than not. That way it's not just an early trip, and they actually have to come out and commit. And then once they've committed, you probably get the first person. They probably didn't clear the Razor Vines because they're shocked. And if they were able to jump back in time, you Razor Vine them.
Thorns activated.
And now you just know that they're in there slow. Maybe throw a Raise Nade, bam, in there if you have somebody with a Molly, call it Gecko Molly, Raise Nade, whatever it may be. This one is if I want to play like far back sight. I know that they like to take the control. They come back out here. You might have somebody heaven that can get the pick here. That's what that one is. I never recommend this one. I think I've seen a couple of people talk about it, but you have absolutely no reason to do it. Razor Vines for these, I don't think you need me to explain it, but just put them in places that people might run. Bam. That does the thing. So yeah, but then we also have this one. Middle of the tire is right there, right off the triangle. This one again is for people coming to come get the plant. Um, they are now separated from their team. You can swing, get the kill there. And then we also have this little shenaniganizing of walls. First off, if you can just throw a wall in this highly contested area that they then have to commit a body pushing up for, because they always need to see if somebody's in this corner. You can even play this corner with them too, or with yourself, whatever. Throw as soon as the round starts. Throw it deep. If you think you still have time to walk through, they got smoked, you're raised through a nade, whatever. You creep to this spot, you now know that they have to get there. And for this, I recommend throwing a flash up here too to cover yourself.
Flash placed.
Or,
retrieving flash.
I also like it on this. Because what happens is this. Somebody finally clears through, they creep through, they walk through. Bam. They know they have to swing you to try to clear you out if they didn't get the utility dump over here already, right? Then somebody's flashed here trying to swing you. You get a second one. They've tripped the wall trying to clear you out, and then you just have time to dump back. Oh, it's so good. Now this wall. This one is when you don't want to play that deep. You just want to make sure that you know that they haven't already gotten onto the boxes. This just gives you that information on mid that they have not gotten to the boxes. Because the other thing that now I'm realizing, and I think I'll put this in a longer video, that why Vyse is great on bind is because of player behavior. In your games, you will find as Vyse that people will start ignoring the entryways to both sites, because if you're a good sentinel, you have, setups for both sites. They will try their hardest to ignore going through main of both sides, or maybe all three if you're like on like Haven or like Lotus. And they will try to just go through mid in any way possible because they cannot afford to lose one person on the rush through. And then they go through mid, but Bind doesn't have a mid. You have teleports, not a mid that you need to be addressing. Now, mind you, you can technically call this mid, but not in the way that this will give you a mid and then you split through mid to a site. You know what I mean? This one, oh my gosh, love it. And this wall, again, good. People will tell you, I've heard this argument a couple of times, and even in some of the games, it's just like, that wall doesn't do anything. People could just jump over it. If you can't shoot somebody, jumping off of a fucking ledge just to avoid your wall, I don't know what to tell you. Right? Now, mind you, what they're probably alluding to is you have somebody that tripped it. You should have a flash to cover you at pretty much all times, right? Let's just remember that part. Put it on that side so it doesn't really flash you as bad. Somebody trips your wall. Cool. Bam. That person's flashed. Another person jumps up to save them too, assuming that there's no smoke here, as it probably always should be. But no smoke there. You're playing here.
Retrieving flash.
Place that a little bit deeper for accurate demonstration purposes. Right? Because what'll happen is that this person still gets flashed. Okay. Now let's go here. That person still gets flashed. Okay. So. But you will not. You're here. First person trips it. Bam. Alright, cool. That person's flashed, and sure, the second person did not get flashed because they weren't trying to save their homeboy, whatever. Nobody was up here. Then they go up this thing and jump the fuck off, and you're telling me that you're not ready for somebody to be falling down after placing a wall about there? That's a complete skill issue. I don't know what to tell you at that point. Then you have these walls. Now, there's a wall that gets thrown similarly that does require you to... I'm sorry about my background. I live in Chicago. Sorry. That does require the barriers to go down for the teleporter to open so you can throw it like that. But if you just throw it slightly over on the right, there we go.
Wall set.
You get this one that you can throw before barriers down. Perfect. What does that do? Splits off one person, and yeah, they can still teleport. But then the thing about other thing that's pretty good about Vyse is you can still do Sage things where you can throw shit like you're slow through there to give your teammate backup or whatever. Don't know which one of these was the one I threw right now, but
Thorns activated.
and slow it. And then they just have to try to commit through a slow? Yeah, I don't think so. I guess I should also talk about that next part while I'm talking about the teleporters, but
Retrieving flash.
I also want to show you flashes and finish these walls first. So you can throw these. This is another wall that you can throw before the barrier drops. This one a lot less useful, but what this one was my counterplay to specifically Neon. Because what happened is that I had a Neon that was sprinting, activating it, and then coming around. Sure, got slowed eventually, but then activated it just so the team could try to TP. This will make it so that, guess what? They are now, yeah, the Neon tripped it, tried to take space and lamps, but guess what? Their team could not do the teleport thing. So that was kind of an on-the-fly one that helped me, so maybe it'll help you, that I'll just let you know about. This one, of course, you want information if they're pushing you, and this is a good trap play. Back to the thing that I was talking about, competent teammates. Real quick, just sorry, I had to double check. You'll trap somebody and you can fry somebody with Sova ult or Brimstone ult, because they'll get trapped here, and you probably have these Razor Vines here if you're going for this.
Thorns activated.
They are now trapped in this little area to get nuked. Okay? Now, I say competent because I've had a Sova that somehow missed somebody being trapped right here. They tagged them once, could not hit that second one to kill him. So I don't know. If you have faith in teammates, go for it. And then you have these. Again, trapped. Trapped in, triggered at places that people don't expect. They come in, they do a hard clear. Guess what? They're stuck in this corner now. Somebody get a molly in here, please, pronto. Opposite reasoning for this side. Pretty much trip it in here. You now know that you can come in here and clear the guy yourself. And again, if you have a flash like there, they're probably coming to get it immediately here, but you know you have it. And you can also do this cool thing with her flash, is put it through a wall. Somebody's not expecting that. Once they tripped it, they hear it. Yeah, they hear it go up. But yeah, that's specifically for trapping. Don't use it all the time. But going to flashes in general, the one that I like the best is right here, or, of course, right here. That's not a full flash because of distance, so keep that in mind. But once they're coming out, if you just, you know, at the start of spawn, come up here, make sure you throw one of those. Hear people committing, you flash everybody that is executing. So those are the ones I like. You'll see a lot of people tell you to throw this one. It's fine, but there's more room for error, because if people get used to knowing that you have it there, they'll just shoot it there. Especially if you have somebody that just came out, you didn't really know about that before any of these walls got tripped. Your blind's just gone. So I like having it up there. And just to show you that it does hit over here. Bam.
Retrieving flash.
So those are probably the best flashes that I've found so far, to cover what I need them to do, beyond, of course, the ones that you want to throw
Blinding crack.
for when you want to do anything in mid.
Retrieving flash.
Now, while I was talking about the teleporters, let's talk about the ult too, real quick, just really quick. You can be here if you know that they're all rotating over from B from the teleporter. Catch all of them in teleporter. They cannot get to you by the time that this goes off. And then by that time, you should probably have a better weapon than them. Another one that is just good, if you have your ult, I recommend playing here. This will cover anybody for that walkout, showers. And you'll see how far it gets of main. They have to back up, and if they decide to teleport to avoid it, guess what? You now know they're going to be, and your team can be ready. You don't necessarily, this is the other thing about Vyse, you don't need to call for the hard rotates. Oh, and before I forget again, one thing that I've developed doing is having a shotgun on this map, because everybody talks about, like, good judge, raise judge, cipher judge maps. No, this should be illegal to some extent, because how do you get a Vyse out of these situations? Just said, you got that wall pushed up, bam, 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 somebody's trying to swing for it, get them on the way out, dip. How do you get a Vyse out of some of these things?
Flash placed.
Wall.
Flashing. Retrieving flash.
Somebody cannot get traded. They're just gone. They're just gone. All the King's horses and all the King's men can't come through because you've got one person and a wall. So you could just fall back. And now they know, hey, judge showers. Judge at lamp. Like, it's kind of really goofy. Or even here. Even here. On the blue moon that nobody goes that way, you can just play it here. That wall goes. Get that first person coming through that wasn't expecting it. Pistol off that flash. And then, since people want to talk about them flying, cool. Guess what? We're over here. What's that? Is it? I don't know. I'm not going to say that word just in case. What's the clay shooting? Clay pigeon shooting? Yeah, whatever. Do that. So those are those on A. Then we come over to B, where it gets even more fun and even harder to get Vyse out of where he wants to be. We go back to our lovely teleporter. These, I don't want you to necessarily do these in ranked. It won't get you much value in ranked. I'm throwing these and showing you in case of pro play, scouting, level, whatever. If somebody stumbles upon this video and might want to use it, I can go, hey, that's mine. If you could give me a credit to that, that'd be cool. But yeah, this is something that you might see. First off, bind, you know the walk up. A lot of people jiggle peek this to see if somebody's here. A lot of people get shot doing that. So, how about we just throw it
Placing wall trap.
out here, know if they're here, get the one, can't get traded, run away, razor vine away, after whatever, okay? Now, these are the ones that are, you go, why on earth would you ever throw these? First off, this covers
Placing
both
wall
what I
trap.
just mentioned, people coming by, and also this gives you the, what I'm going for, the pro play level of thinking of a punish. If you have a punish on A that forces them to go through the teleport, maybe it's Gecko ult coming, whatever it may be, or Phoenix ult and you're just running through it, they'll come through, flood out, and they'll try to find safety. One person, if one person gets tripped, they are also now separated. You get one person that goes over here, you have your team ready for a punish here, throw a nade into this corner, whatever it may be. you will, because you're probably playing Raze on this map, maybe not, probably Raze Gecko. You'll see a lot of pro teams do that. That wall goes up after the punish for whatever it may be. The Gecko gets to ult whoever's there and come through with the flash for whoever else wanted to be a part of that, and you get an easy kill here. And then the opposite is true. This is also true if the other thing is where you get the, all right, we're going to rotate in air quotes. Okay, everybody TP. Da 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 da. Okay, TP. Now we know. They heard the sound of the TP, so they're going to go B to defend it. No, we just wrap around back to A. If that wall doesn't go off, guess what? You know that they have no intention of ending B. Now, mind you, can still have a wall thrown like this for something like that. But this will give you coverage on the beginning of the round and later in the round. So those are why I have those, that one. And then for this one, this will force a separation. If they come through the teleporter, one person goes through, one person is definitely stuck here, and one person is now there. Alright, cool. Now, this little one. Now, this one is at the barrier. You can throw it a little bit deeper so you have a little bit more time for the swing, depending if you are rifling at the moment. But, again, this is where I've developed just having a shorty. Shorty, usually like to play here. They dump the util, whatever. Bam. You're getting your one and you're getting out. You just get to do that. You just get to do that. If you really want to throw a flash here just to give them something to look at that they think that they know, people come, they go, alright, bam. Cool. Damn. Bam. Bop, bop. It works way too often. It works way too often. You play here. Raise Boombot clears out. Doesn't really catch you. Some person comes in. You have a flash about here. Guess what? They swing. They're getting blinded. You're spraying them down. Even play here if you really want. Don't whiff the shot. I will say I've definitely whiffed the shot on the Phantom right here. So let me be honest. It is possible to whiff the shot, so that's why I get one of these trusty bad boys. Okay. Now you'll see this one. This one is definitely priority of information. Also can trap people because another one that I'm almost always throwing if I'm playing the site. The side is there. That covers all of this, and they cannot get up, they cannot get down. Always love throwing that one. Let you go, they could just jump over it. And this is a lot of what people's thinking is with this, they could just jump over it. Let me tell you about something. Huh. I wasn't able to jump over that. Why wasn't I able to jump over that? Because there's a fucking thing right here blocking you from doing any shenanigans. And then, sure, if somebody is now aware to your schemes and they know perfect their movement, gotta get it perfect. Hey, even I know what I'm going for, and I could only do it once, right? Alright, fine. You go that deep, you have tons of room to just nade somebody, molly them, whatever. And then that's why this wall is not flush with the wall, because yeah, you can stop one person jumping out and block this. You can. Or you could get somebody that's like, alright, cool. We're going for it. Oh shit. Gone. No nade required. So, like that. These walls. I threw this one accidentally before, and it trapped somebody and actually stalled the push. So, maybe see if you could get lucky and do that again too. So, I don't know. I threw that by accident going for this one. So, be careful. Like at the start of the round, you just now know if they've actually come up. Gone through there. This one, of course, barrier wall. Pretty good. And also, again, same talking about wrestling control that you need. Instead of throwing the flash through at the start, whatever,
Flash placed.
and you just
Blinding.
every 20 seconds
Retrieving
see if
flash.
somebody's there, you could just throw your wall here.
Placing wall trap.
Know that nobody's pushed up that far. Save your flash. You probably have given them PTSD from any shorty shenanigans in there. Alright, somebody's finally there.
Flash placed.
Somebody finally trips the wall.
Flashing.
Will they probably run into the teleporter? Maybe. If they're thinking about it, they can try. But guess what? You already know what you're doing, so
Retrieving flash.
hit the shot. This one, of course, just so they don't get the jiggle
Placing
peeking.
wall trap.
And this is another one that's oh, I'm so sneaky. If you know somebody's been trying to lurk on you, give them hope. Give them hope. Alright? Give them hope. Make them think that you've messed up on this one, and there you go. Because this is a good thing about playing from here a lot of the time, that I like so far with Vyse, is that you get to be deep there, set off your
Thorns are live.
razor vines at the sign of any trouble. Only one person maybe got out by that time. You have a flash, usually about here.
Blinding trap.
Why there? So it covers there and there. Okay. That's a nice little feature that can help you keep track of that.
Retrieving flash.
But you also have to be careful because sometimes you're playing like here, you will blind yourself. So that's why I also sometimes, if I'm playing there, I can throw it there.
Blinding trap.
Covers a lot of the same things. Does kind of give away your plan if people study it. If I'm right here, I don't get flashed. If I'm further up, get flashed. But I'm not worried about people playing all the way back there if I'm playing that corner. Then we go over here. By the time they can get to my corner, they're seeing that and getting flashed. So
Retrieving
you can
flash.
try it opposite on here.
Flash placed.
Play this corner.
Retrieving
yeah.
flash.
Those are the ones. Those are the flashes, excuse me. So that's the give people hope line. But
Wall
this
set.
is the there's no real hope. Stop trying to come to my site wall. Because you probably, again, I like conditioning people, making them think that hookah is absolutely impossible to get. Because without somebody dying because of this wall. You can try it. You can try me. If you instill enough fear, they won't go there anymore. And then you start throwing a wall over here for information. A wall here for information. Whatever it is. Or, and again, if you no longer have your wall here, but now they think that they have that wall here, there's nothing wrong with just throwing razor vines about here, and that does two things. Either they clear the razor vines, right? I'd actually say
Rip and tear.
throw it a little bit there to give yourself room because they are big, okay? You either,
Thorns activated.
right? Or you could, oh, I'm so silly. Oh my gosh. You'll know my plan. They clear out one of the razor vines, you know somebody's coming.
Thorns activated.
Vyse away, right? You do that. The thorns through the teleporter trick on this side.
Rip
Not
and tear.
not the biggest fan. I'll be honest, not the biggest fan of it.
Rip and tear.
Oh, right. Gotta turn ghost off. My bad. They land about there.
Thorns are live.
And again, if you have a punish, fine. But definitely don't throw your vines and immediately go through because it will open the door and they will fire on you. Give it a second.
Bring me the arsenal. My ultimate's ready.
They have to either push in the showers or all the way back to spawn. personally probably try to come to this side,
Bring me the arsenal! My ultimate's ready.
but the thing that I dislike about Vyse is how long the windup is on her ult, so they probably will have time to come all the way back here. But again, that's not a solo play. That is a team play that has to happen. Just to make sure, again,
Bring
similar.
me the arsenal! My ultimate's ready.
You will cover a lot of distance on this one, so I prefer that one. Vyse Bind. Way more impressive than I would ever give it credit for. You might also want to throw vines in the way that you do the Cypher trips,
Thorns are live. Thorns activated.
just to cover a wide range. People will just kind of run straight across if they can. So, not the biggest deal there. And this one is a bit of a unique one and goofy one that you will get value out of 1 out of 500 times.
Placing wall trap.
Somebody trips that on their jump out. They go, what the hell? So now they have free reign of that one, but they can't swing on you easy. And then you get the teammates that are flooding out because they go, oh, what the fuck was that wall? So it's funny. Happens every now and again, but I would not try to make it a mainstay. Attack side and post plant. I don't think you need too much of a descriptor for post plant because you're throwing vines there, you're throwing wall there,
Wall set. Rip and tear.
throwing vines there. You might have used your wall as a trip. It's pretty simple when it comes to buying post plant stuff. Especially if you had a sage wall. That is how you got bombed down. Place it where a sage wall is. Maybe throw one back sight just for the hell of it.
Thorns activated.
As soon as you hit a wall getting shot and breaking, bam, there you go.
Thorns are live.
Bam, there you go. So yeah, post plant is very simple. You don't really have too many effective walls for post plant because of how how open the map is. In that regard, but yeah, I think that covers everything that I found for Vyse Bind so far. It was a lot, and it's a lot better than I thought it would be, especially when you get to playing it and just too many people and not able to be traded. So yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.